Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It is our, I don't even know, I think it's our third episode now on our brand new season 2. And like we said, man, we definitely still going to bring in some vlog elements for you. We have been vlogging for the past, I think, 4 or 5 years. I'm not sure how long.
4 years.
4 years now. And we've been obviously whole family channel. We've also made music videos. We've also done a bunch of stuff. But today we're going to be speaking about what defines cheating. What defines cheating? What does define cheating? Cheating can be a gray area. Sometimes people believe that because
It's not a gray
I was
area.
just chatting, we didn't do anything. Is that cheating?
Yes,
we
that's
didn't
cheating.
we didn't kiss, we didn't whatever. What defines cheating? So I think our first point is emotional cheating, well, what do you call it? Emotionally
An emotional relationship
in-
is it cheating?
Yeah, is emotional relationship cheating?
Yes, it is. In fact, for me personally, I think it's worse than actually physically cheating. And the reason why I say that is because when you get into an emotional relationship with somebody, you create this fantasy of something that could be. And your partner or the person you're in a relationship with can never live up to that fantasy that you created in your mind. Because remember, you've never experienced it, so it's this fantasy that's up in the air. So for me personally, yes, it's cheating, and it's an even worse form than normal cheating. And normal cheating is already, like physical cheating is already just bad. It's a big no. You don't do it. You don't go there. That for me is just even worse.
So you say that that emotional cheating is actually worse than just normal cheating. So what would you define as emotional cheating? Let's say you're in a relationship and somebody, let's take it as a real scenario, right?
Yeah.
So you're in a relationship, you're dating this person, you're together for a year or so, and you post something on Instagram, for example, and you get a comment, wow, nice picture, in your DMs. You, on the receiving end of that DM, knows that
I wouldn't say that's emotional cheating, but that is also a form of cheating because girls, come on, we know that we like the attention. That's why we post certain pictures, because we want people to say it's nice. We want people to say it looks pretty and all of that. So that's a different form of cheating. Emotional cheating for me personally, my personal opinion on that would be if growing up, my best friends were always guy friends, right? And were always guy friends. But when I got married to Xavier, I couldn't continue that best friend relationship with him because Xavier, who is my husband now, needs to be my best friend. I need to share everything with him and create that safe space where he knows that I'm his go-to. So what sometimes happens is a lot of guys have girlfriends as best friends. And they say, but no, she understands me and we grew up together, we've known each other for so long.
yeah, that one is another one. There's a little bit of a gray area, not gray area, but there's a little bit of a weird one that I personally didn't ever understand and didn't ever want to be a part of, where a woman is married and she says that another guy is her best friend or whatever the case. Man, no, we're friends and this. And so for me, I didn't know how to take it. Like I took it always that in a way that okay, maybe they're just friends. But then on the other side, I'm like, ish, but how does your husband feel
From
about it?
personal experience, I've only ever had, not only ever, my whole school career, I only had
Guy friends.
guy friends. It's after my school career that I started having girlfriends as a best friend, and I now only have like 2 or 3 close friends now that are female. But I don't have that relationship with male friends anymore. And if I do have a relationship, like a friendship with a male friend, you are very clued up on it. You know that there's a message coming through. In fact, you have conversations with that male friend as well. And it's not like we be texting each other at like 12 in the evening and saying, oh, I'm not in a good space right now, I just need to talk. I don't
Do
have
you
that.
believe that you as a woman in a relationship, do you believe that you would know? I believe as a guy, I'll speak from a guy's perspective, you know when a conversation is becoming a little bit more than just a conversation. You can
Yes.
feel the energy in the conversation.
Yes.
Even if it's just over text, you can feel the
And
vibe.
it's not rocket science.
Yeah, you can feel there's a bit of a vibe going here, this and that. And so if you as an individual decide to entertain that conversation,
You are cheating.
you are opening a can of worms that I know somebody watching this will say, nah, that's not cheating, that's just replying.
I'm
blah,
sorry,
blah, blah."
that's blatant.
For me
That's
personally, you are
downright cheating.
opening a can of worms that can lead you somewhere. And again, not to get too
That leads you to actual physical cheating. So remember, when the act is done, that is just the evidence of something that has been coming
That's
along.
already been coming.
It doesn't just come out of the blue. Oh, he kissed me out of the blue. He didn't kiss you out of the
no,
blue.
you all were talking and all.
There was a flirting. There
Yeah.
was there was something leading up to that. And as a person, and I speak this as a person, whether it be female, whether it be male, we know when something is suggestive. We know it. We just choose to deny it because we want to entertain it, And here's a lot of the times what happens, and I'm just bringing in the thought process. So maybe you're in a relationship, and this relationship is maybe not exactly where you feel fulfilled, right? So maybe like your love language is maybe touch, and your partner doesn't realize this all the time, or he's getting busy. You guys are so used to each other now, just trying to live life and get things done. So that aspect gets missed a little bit. So now you're at the office, or you're somewhere, and there's maybe this colleague or your friend, your best friend now. He knows to speak to that part of you. So he'll come and he'll be like, "Are you okay? Is things okay?" Because you like that physical touch. Now you're liking it because that person is speaking to that unfulfilled part. And that's usually where things sort of start, because now you're like, this is something that I've been missing. Maybe there is something here, it leads into the physical part of it. And as subtle as it may come in, and maybe there's a slight chance that we don't realize it in the beginning because we've always been close with this person, it is dangerous territory.
Okay, so I was about to say, not to get too like religious on you or churchy on you, but there is a scripture that speaks about that. If you've already committed something in your heart or in your thoughts, then it's almost the same. Then it's really the same as that you've actually done it. And so I believe that, like I was still busy explaining the scenario of the DMs, but
Sorry.
So I was explaining that scenario. So now you get this message from this person, and innocently you believe that no, they're just saying it's a nice picture or whatever the case might be. I believe that if, let's say, you post a picture in a bikini, for example, and this guy DMs you, wow, you're so confident. That's the new way of getting in. Wow, I love your body confidence. That's the new excuse that they use now for basically.
Explain your pickup line.
For basically trying to get into the DMs. Wow, you're so confident and this and this and this. But in reality, what this guy, and again, I'm speaking from a guy's point of view. You can speak from a lady's point of view. I'll speak from a guy's point of view. From a guy's point of view, when you make an advance like that, there's a motive behind that advance. There's no guy ever, and if any guy can challenge me on this, I'm willing to take you head on this. That you are kind of advancing or making a suggestive comment on somebody's post, for example, in a way where it's coming across as a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Flirtatious, yeah. That you don't have a motive in the back of your mind that you're thinking, ish. Because now what happens, let's say you say that, wow, you're so confident, this bikini fits you well. And she replies, wow, thank you so much, with heart eyes or with whatever the case might be. Immediately, you as a guy, it's
an open door.
It's like, okay, cool, I'm in. And then you
have a conversation.
And let's say
starter.
you carry on with the conversation. Next thing you know, the conversation is sitting 50 messages deep, and you have now opened up a can of worms. And so here's the thing though, if you then, as the other person on the other side, are going to entertain that conversation, and I'm going to entertain her side of the conversation, it's going to turn into something 100%. It's going to turn, unless somebody switches it off, unless somebody says this is not right, I'm actually married, or I'm in a serious relationship, blah blah blah. But the initial thought of entertaining it was there.
It was there, and I think me and you have some personal experience in this arena. Would you want to share? Shutting down conversations when you're in a relationship? How we started talking on BBM.
Oh, so yeah, nah, I'm not gonna go there.
I just thought that just because that's authentic as us.
Okay, so initially when you brought that up, I didn't know you were speaking about that specific scenario. So I don't mind going there. I think we've mentioned it before in our channel. But so what happened is I was initially in a relationship when we started speaking, and so we were speaking on BBM at the time.
Disclaimer, I did not know he was in a relationship.
Yeah, I don't believe that part.
He still doesn't believe it, but I genuinely didn't know.
But you were also busy still talking
I
to
wasn't
someone.
in a relationship at that. In our first initial conversations, I wasn't in a relationship.
But eventually you were speaking to someone and there was something.
In the latter part,
Yeah.
but that's irrelevant.
So yeah, you see, you calling me out, but you don't want to bring up your one.
That's irrelevant.
But then I genuinely switched off the the conversation.
Yeah, we were talking.
I said, okay, this is not right.
This is
I'm actually
inappropriate in a
busy. Given that the relationship I was in at the time, and
Was
it's not an
dwindling.
excuse, was already on its
Dwindling.
on the rocks. It was like
But
there
the
was
crux
a-
of, so here's the crux of the matter.
Yeah.
It wasn't broken off and it wasn't finished, which means
it
that
wasn't
you were
finished, which
technically
means
still in this
technically
relationship.
you cheating.
So
So
but-
again, is that technically cheating where you know, because I feel like a lot of people do this, where they know that
relationship
this
is
relationship here is like,
It's done.
there's like 10% battery life. You have to switch off at any point, like one more thing and then this is over. And a lot of people do that. They start speaking to someone else knowing that.
But that's
I've
what
heard like a million
they
scenarios
do
like
that because that's the rebound. That's the person that you use to get over, to get past this hurdle because you're scared of letting this person because you don't want to be lonely.
And
Does
so
that
now
mean
you-
married the rebound?
So now you kind of hooking on to somebody else because you're like, okay, in case this finishes, then I'm gonna jump in on this one.
Yes. So that's kind of like a bridge to get over, and you're like, oh, this person's really not what I want. You realize differently. I hoped. I mean, 6 years later.
So then I told Anka, now you know what, I'm actually busy. I'm still busy trying to sort something out with the person I'm with now. It is a little bit shaky, but we're actually technically still together. So let's not mess that up. And then we cut off and we stopped speaking. I think for a year or so.
No, longer than that. We did stop speaking for quite a bit, almost 2 years. We did stop speaking. Needless to say, the other person was upset because Bob's your uncle. That is cheating. However, it may not be that we'd actually slept together or we'd actually kissed or seen each other physically. That is a form of emotional cheating, and you have to see it, recognize it, and then cut it off.
Exactly.
Which is exactly what had happened at that point.
And so we cut it off, we stopped speaking. But the inevitable then that relationship, like I was saying, had 10% battery life on it, and I knew that the charger's broken.
So if
He's not
anything-
gonna get that.
If anything, I can say that it's testament that it is cheating and it could lead to something else because, guys, we've been married for 6 years now. From that conversation, it was rekindled years later, but it created a fantasy to know what is this person all about.
Yeah. So emotional cheating is cheating, and what to answer the question, what technically is cheating, I believe, is when you is when you begin to entertain somebody else that is not the person you're dating. And you entertain a conversation. It could be in the DMs, it could be however you entertain it. It could be at work where you are seeing each other, or at school, or at university, wherever it is that you are seeing each other and you are vibing. It could be however, but the second you begin to entertain someone that is not the person, your significant other, then to me that is you are opening up a can of worms that could be the beginning could be the beginning of something that you don't want. So what technically defines cheating?
If you're texting this person and there's any flirtatious words or hi sweetie or I was thinking about you, or it's the first message you get and the last message you get when you go to bed, there's a regular texting, that is cheating.
If you're getting flurries in your heart when you're hearing from this person, or you're actually
waiting for
looking
this
forward to speaking to
Yeah.
this person, then you have feelings for this other person.
It's
then
cheating.
Then you're cheating on your person that you was. So yeah, that is cheating.
If there's this constant need to want to be around this person, or look for this person at like an event, or are you also gonna be there? That is cheating, because the person you are with should have your attention solely. They should be your best friend. They should be the ones giving you flutters. And if they don't, you should speak to them, communicate with them as to why you aren't feeling satisfied in a certain area, and see how you guys can work around it. That's if you're serious about your relationship and you really want to take your relationship further than where it is.
Yeah. So what technically defines cheating? The second you go and entertain something that is not something with your significant other, to us, then you have started cheating. Technically.
Yeah.
So if you are saying what technically defines cheating, for me it's when you open up an emotional connection with somebody else, regardless of, yeah, but we didn't kiss, yeah, but we haven't slept together, yeah, but this and this. No, you don't have to kiss to emotionally get attached to somebody else. That's what that whole season of the people who get, what do you call it, catfished was about. People get so emotionally involved. I think there was a whole episode on Dr. Phil even where somebody was getting so emotionally involved. They were sending money to this person, and they found out that it was a catfish. But to the point where you could send money, to the point where you were sending each other things that you'll never met each other. I mean, in the end of the day, you emotionally were attached to this person. There was even one case in Dr. Phil where the person found out that it was a catfish, and they still wanted to know who this person was because they got so emotionally involved
Attached to
that they wanted to know
the
who
idea of this person.
There was one where they found out that the other person wasn't this beautiful girl that they were posting pictures of. It was actually a guy. And this person felt that they got so emotionally attached to this guy that they'll even go gay for the guy. And it was like, oh, you got so emotionally attached to this connection, is that you were actually willing to go with it, even if you realized it was a lie.
And this, my dear people, is why I say that emotional cheating or an emotional attachment is much worse than an actual physical attachment, because you chase after something that most of the time doesn't become a reality, and it's this big fantasy that you keep on chasing after.
Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have not yet subscribed, please do, and also hit the bell. We are posting videos 3 times a week. Between 2 and 3 times a week we are posting, and then again we will be getting back to vlogging, actually dropping some vlogs here and there in for you. Please do share this video with somebody who you think needs to hear this, and also continue to be a part of the Hendricks family on our channel, and we will continue to give you the best information we can possibly give you, that we know and we've experienced over our time of being together. We will give that to you. Thank you so much. See you on the next video. Love you. Bye.